Have you ever had a moment where everything felt still, like time stopped, and you felt completely present, without any thoughts, just watching, just being? What was that? Was that you or something deeper? Today, we're diving into something mysterious, something ancient, something that might just change how you see yourself forever. This is not just about philosophy. This is about you, your reality, your existence. Welcome to Chapter 1, The Mystery of Consciousness. As revealed by Deepak Chopra, every day we wake up, look at our phones, think about work, check social media, eat, talk, sleep, and repeat. But here's a strange question. Who's actually doing all that? Is it your body, your brain, or is there something else? Deepak Chopra says, "You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts." Think about that. Right now, as you hear this, you're not the voice. You're the one hearing the voice. You're not the thoughts. You're the one watching them. So, who is that? What is consciousness? Most people say, it's just your mind working, right? But here's what Deepak Chopra suggests. Consciousness is not in your brain. It's not created. It's the screen on which all of reality appears. Imagine you're in a movie theater. The movie is playing. Action, drama, emotions, chaos. But what's the one thing that never changes? The screen. No matter how wild the movie gets, the screen just sits there, calm, quiet, untouched. That screen is your pure consciousness. Not the thoughts, not the emotions, just the awareness behind it all. And here's the twist. According to Chopra, that awareness is not personal. It's universal. It's not your consciousness. It's the consciousness flowing through you, like electricity through a light bulb. We're trained to believe, I am my body, I am my name, I am my job. But Deepak Chopra challenges all of that. He says, your body changes, your mind changes, your memories change. So how can you say, that's you? You were a baby, now you're not. You had thoughts yesterday that you don't have today. Your body is entirely new every 7 years. So what stayed the same? Awareness, that silent witness inside, never changing. That's what he calls pure consciousness. And here's the crazy part. When you go deep into meditation, when your mind gets quiet, you can feel it. It's not a theory. It's an experience, an eternal stillness, like a vast ocean beneath the waves of your daily thoughts. We live in a world of division. Me versus you, this versus that, good versus bad. But Chopra says, that's the illusion. At the deepest level, we're all made of the same field of consciousness. Imagine drops of water thinking they're separate, but when they fall into the ocean, they realize they've always been one. That's what happens when you touch pure consciousness. You stop feeling alone. You stop chasing things outside you to make you happy, because you've found what you've been looking for inside. You don't need to go to the Himalayas. You don't need a guru. You just need silence. Deepak Chopra recommends simple daily practices. Sit quietly every morning, focus on your breath, and just observe. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Just watch. At first, it's noisy, but over time, the gaps between the thoughts grow. And in those gaps, there it is, a quiet presence, a peaceful watcher. You, without the name, without the story, without the noise, just awareness. This is not just a cool idea, it transforms your life. Because when you realize you're not the chaos, not the emotions, not the drama, you're free. You become less reactive, more peaceful, deeply creative, naturally loving, unshakably confident. You stop seeking meaning. You start living meaningfully. You stop chasing happiness. you start being it. As Chopra says, when you know who you really are, the entire universe aligns with that knowing. So, let's return to the question, who are you? If you're not your name, not your thoughts, not your body, then who or what is watching all of it? Chopra calls it the mystery of consciousness. Others call it the soul, the self, pure awareness, God, or the universe. But the label doesn't matter. What matters is that it's real. It's in you, right now, watching, listening, quietly knowing. You don't need to understand it all today. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to ask the question, who am I? Beyond the noise. And when you sit in silence long enough, you might just hear the whisper of truth. Welcome to the mystery. Welcome to pure consciousness. We've explored the mystery. But now, let's ask the impossible question. What is consciousness made of? Is it something science can measure? Or is it beyond the reach of microscopes and brain scans? In this chapter, we take you into the mind of science, the heart of spirit, and the space where they meet, where Deepak Chopra offers a new way to see the very essence of life. For decades, scientists believed that consciousness was nothing more than brain activity, electrons firing, synapses connecting, a bunch of neurons creating a kind of electric illusion called you. But then something strange happened. Neuroscience couldn't explain why we feel emotions, how we experience beauty, or where thoughts actually come from. You can scan a brain, but you can't scan a soul. And so, the question deepened. Is the brain creating consciousness, or is consciousness using the brain? Deepak Chopra says, consciousness is not a byproduct of the brain. The brain is an instrument of consciousness. Let that sink in. The brain is like a radio. The music isn't coming from the radio. It's being received by it. So what's broadcasting? That's where science meets spirit. In the quantum world, reality is weird. Particles don't exist in one place until they are observed. That means consciousness, just the act of looking, can change the universe. Deepak Chopra explains, the universe is a participatory reality. Nothing exists until it is observed. Wrap your head around that. Your awareness literally brings reality into focus. When no one's watching, the universe is just a wave of possibilities. When you observe it, it becomes a chair, a bird, a moment, a life. So is consciousness the creator, or is it the universe waking up inside you? For centuries, science and spirituality lived in separate rooms. Science asked, how? Spirituality asked, why? But now, something beautiful is happening. Science is starting to ask why. Spirituality is beginning to say how. And in between, thinkers like Deepak Chopra are building bridges. He suggests, consciousness is a field, a unified field of energy and intelligence from which everything arises. This isn't blind belief. Quantum physicists now speak of a unified field theory, a single force behind all others. What if that force is aware? Here's a radical idea. You are not in the universe, you are the universe, experiencing itself in human form. Consciousness is not located in the body is located in consciousness. Chopra, let's say that again. Your body is in your consciousness, not the other way around. Everything you experience, sounds, sights, pain, love, is happening inside awareness. That awareness has no shape, no form, and yet it is the container of all reality. And when you understand this, life becomes a little less personal and a lot more magical. You are stardust with a soul, the cosmos in a costume. Even with all its brilliance, science still can't measure love. locate the mind, explain why beauty makes us cry. And maybe that's the point. Maybe some things aren't meant to be solved like equations. Maybe they're meant to be felt. Consciousness is the one thing you can't see, but it's the only reason you can see anything. Right now, between your last thought and the next one, there's a pause, a silent space. That space is pure consciousness. No noise, no past, no future, just presence. Deepak Chopra calls it the gateway to truth, to peace, to freedom. And the more you listen to it, the more life begins to unfold with grace. You are not a machine made of flesh. You are not your thoughts. You are not your name. You are something ancient, limitless, light, pure consciousness. It sounds cosmic, maybe even mystical. But what if we told you it's not some ancient secret locked in a monastery? It's not something only sages and saints can touch. You can experience pure consciousness, not in a cave, not on a mountaintop, but right here, right now, in your everyday life. First, what does it actually feel like? Deepak Chopra describes pure consciousness as the space between thoughts, a presence that watches everything, without judgment. It's not something you chase, it's something you remember. It's like when you're lost in the rhythm of a song, gazing at the stars and time disappears, or holding a loved one and feeling complete. In those moments, your thinking mind fades, and something deeper, more peaceful, takes over. That is pure consciousness. We live in a world of noise, notifications, deadlines, scrolling, comparing, achieving. But here's the truth. You don't find consciousness by adding more. You find it by subtracting. Try this. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Now, notice the space between one thought and the next. Did you feel it? That tiny gap, that silence, that's not emptiness. That's you, the real you, watching it all. Deepak calls it the silent witness, the part of you that never gets angry, never scared, never broken. It just observes. And when you live from that place, life stops happening to you. It starts unfolding through you. Experiencing pure consciousness doesn't require rituals or robes. It happens through small, sacred moments, woven into your day. Let's explore 5 simple ways to invite it in.
1. Mindful mornings. Before you grab your phone, pause. Sit up. Feel your breath. Ask, what is aware of this moment? That question alone can shift you from thinking to being. 2. Conscious journaling. Every morning or evening, write one sentence. Right now, I am aware of. It could be your breath, a sound, an emotion. This practice trains you to observe, not identify. Over time, the observer becomes stronger than the chaos. 3. Nature immersion. Go for a walk. But don't just walk, witness. Feel the wind. Listen to birds. Touch a leaf. Watch the clouds. Nature doesn't think. It is. Being in it reminds you that you, too, are part of the whole. 4. Meditation. The Chopra way. Deepak Chopra teaches a gentle method. Focus on a mantra. When thoughts come, don't fight them. Just return to the mantra. It's not about forcing silence. It's about allowing stillness to rise. Start with 5 minutes. Grow from there. In the stillness, the witness awakens. 5. Conscious relationships. Every time you speak, listen with presence. Look into someone's eyes and ask yourself, who is looking through their eyes? That simple curiosity melts judgment. It brings love. Because when you see through the mask, you meet their consciousness, which is the same as yours. Let's be real. You'll get distracted. You'll forget to pause. You'll get pulled back into the whirlwind of life. And that's okay. The path of consciousness is not about perfection. It's about returning. Again and again. Chopra reminds us, every time you notice you're lost in thought, you've already awakened. So celebrate the noticing. That's awareness growing stronger. We spend our lives building an identity, our job, our name, our history, our beliefs. But none of these are you. They're like clothes you wear, useful, expressive, but not you. The moment you sit in silence and feel that peaceful presence inside, you realize you are not the actor. You are the screen upon which the movie of life plays. Deepak Chopra said, "You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness in which thoughts appear." This realization doesn't make life boring. It makes it free. You can now play any role, without getting lost in the story. You don't need to sit cross-legged to meditate. Every moment is a chance to wake up. Try this: washing dishes, feel the water, driving, listen to your breath, waiting in line, observe your thoughts like clouds. Pure consciousness is always here, right under the noise, right inside the now. When you live from that place, life becomes poetry. When you live from pure consciousness, you respond instead of react. You feel joy without needing a reason. You connect without needing control. You see others not as threats, but as reflections. And most of all, you become unshakable. Because the world can change. But awareness, that's eternal. And when you know yourself as that, nothing can touch your peace. Not even death. Because the silent witness never dies. Ready to experience pure consciousness this week? Try this daily ritual. 1. Morning, 2 minutes, sit. Breathe. Ask, what is aware of this? 2. Midday, 30 seconds, pause. Name 3 things you're aware of. 3. Evening, 5 minutes, write, what did I observe today? Did I react or respond? Where did I notice stillness? Do this for 7 days. Watch how the noise quiets, how life softens, how you return to yourself. Right now, as you hear these words, who is listening? Who is watching? Not your name. Not your story. Something deeper. Something wordless. Something eternal. That is pure consciousness. It's not far away. It's not difficult. It's just forgotten. And now, remembered. So live from that place. Let silence guide you. Let presence become your power. Because you are not just in the universe. You are the universe awake. And this moment, this breath, this awareness, is where it all begins. In a world full of noise, speed, and distraction, one question remains. Why does pure consciousness matter? Why should it matter to someone paying bills, raising kids, chasing dreams? Because without it, you're not living your life. You're sleepwalking through someone else's. Most people think they are their thoughts, their fears, their memories. But you are not what's happening in your mind. You are the space it's happening in. We live in a hypnotic illusion that the self is the mind, and the mind is the master. It's not. Deepak Chopra pure consciousness is the moment you wake up. From the autopilot. From the anxiety. From the lie that your worth is measured by productivity. You are not the storm. You are the sky it passes through. What if the most powerful force in the world is presence? Not past. Not future. Not noise. Now. Deepak Chopra says, when you rest in pure awareness, even for a moment, you access peace beyond understanding. In that space, love flows freely. Creativity awakens. Fear melts. Because the power of consciousness is the power to choose your response. To live from clarity, not chaos. To meet life with grace. Studies show that meditation, quieting the mind, can lower blood pressure, ease depression, and reduce pain. But why? Because when you access consciousness, you're not just calming your brain. You're tapping into something deeper. A source that knows how to heal. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. Your body is not separate from your consciousness. Healing happens when you remember that connection. Chopra, it's not magic. It's alignment. And from alignment, health flows. What is freedom? Not just the ability to do anything, but the ability to not be ruled by anything. Not your ego. Not your trauma. Not your past. Pure consciousness is freedom from identification. You are not your story. You are the storyteller. You are not your scars. You are the light behind them. And in that realization, you become untouchable. When you tap into pure consciousness, you don't just change your life. You change your world. Because peace is contagious. Love spreads. Awareness transforms every action, every word, every breath. The world is a projection of our collective consciousness. Heal within, and you heal the whole. Chopra, it's not selfish to wake up. It's revolutionary. You were never lost. Just buried under thoughts. But the real you, the aware, limitless, luminous you, has always been there. Pure consciousness isn't a concept. It's who you are, without the noise. So let the world rush. You, just be. This is why it matters. Because when you remember what you are, you stop chasing life and start living it. Not from fear, but from freedom.